If you've ever relapsed after 30, 60, 90 days like I used to, I want you to hear this clearly. It's not because you failed. It's not because you didn't want sobriety bad enough. And honestly, it probably wasn't even about cravings, but it was predictable, and here's why. Early sobriety runs on urgency, fear, consequences, pain, and that's why the first few weeks can actually feel kind of easy sometimes. You're busy reacting to the chaos, but then something really dangerous happens. Life gets quiet, and if nothing has replaced the old structure, then you're left with boredom, restlessness, too much mental space, and no clear direction. We gotta fix that, because that's when people say things like, I don't know what happened. I wasn't even craving. The relapse came out of nowhere. But it didn't. Relapse at these milestones usually happens for one reason. There is no system holding your life together. No daily structure, no new higher standards, no goals pulling you forward. Sobriety has temporarily removed the chaos, but nothing has replaced it. Not yet. So your brain is going to look for something familiar. You don't want that right now. And it's not because you're weak either. It's because you're human. And when humans have an empty space, our brains start to look for something to get relief. And that's why capable people like you and me, we relapse so often until we start building something new. People with potential, people with energy, people who need momentum. It's not conscious self-destruction that we're putting ourselves through. It's just misdirected drive. And until that drive has something new and exciting to focus on, sobriety will always feel fragile. I want to share a story with you about one of my many relapses. And forget about 30, 60, 90 days. This happened to me after almost a year and a half of being clean, but it's a good example of what not to do. I celebrated a year clean, and pats on the back were coming like nobody's business. But I decided I wanted to change, so I moved away, which is, I think, is an amazing idea. If you want some more excitement in your life and you want to move away, absolutely do that. But make sure you have a plan in place for when you move. I didn't. So I got a great apartment. I started working at this cool hotel. I would work every day. I would go home. I would drink coffee, and then I would go to bed, and I would repeat that 5 days a week. So I was doing nothing as far as community or a daily routine or getting outside of my comfort zone. And for me, that is deadly. I lasted about 2 months in isolation, not working on any goals from the future, not having any direction for my life, no health goals, until one day I was sitting at a restaurant by myself, eating some pierogies, and all of a sudden I got the thought, oh man, I'm smoking crack tonight. And that's exactly what I did. I had no idea where I was going to get it from, but believe you me, I can find that shit anywhere. It took me 2 full years to get back on track after that relapse, and that's why I know it's so important to start building a life that you love now. My cool new apartment, the new job, traveling, that's all good stuff, but I stopped. That's all I did. And of course, I got fired and lost the apartment. Here's the pattern I see over and over again. First comes boredom, then comes restlessness, and then that harmless thought sneaks into our brains. And it might not even be a conscious thought, like, I deserve a break. I've been good. One hit, one drink, no one's gonna know. Forget about it. That relapse was happening long before that thought came to you. Listen to me carefully. Write this down if you have to. Lasting, meaningful sobriety never comes from running away from substances. It comes from building a life and a new identity with structure, discipline, clear goals, clear priorities, and designing a future that you will protect. That is what is going to fill that gap after 30, 60, and 90 days. In the next video, we're going to talk about the difference between being clean and being free. Because a lot of people can get sober for a while, but they're never actually enjoying their life. They're not living free, and that's when things start to break down for them.